Good Wednesday evening, January 22nd, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. The dump truck driver accused of knocking down a power pole near Mansfield and causing an overnight power outage will not face felony charges over the crash. Grant County PUD's Neighbor to Neighbor Giving program will be renamed to Share the Light to reflect its year-round effect. Sunny and seasonally cool weather is here through the weekend, and into next week. Your full local forecast is straight ahead. Columbia Valley Community Health is set to open its new behavioral health clinic next month. The clinic, located at 980 Eastmont Avenue in East Wenatchee, will serve both adults and children. The facility has space to host about 29 behavioral health providers and is currently accepting new patients. The clinic will offer specialized services in adult patients seeking mental health support, children and adolescents requiring behavioral health care, and comprehensive mental health treatments and interventions. The clinic will open on February 10th for children behavioral health patients and then on February 17th for adult patients. The dump truck driver accused of knocking down a power pole near Mansfield and causing an overnight power outage will not face felony charges over the crash. Douglas County prosecutors say instead they're charging 40-year-old Pedro Talavera with misdemeanor offenses in district court. Talavera allegedly crashed into a pole and knocked down power lines northeast of Mansfield on January 14th, then broke a window on a nearby home before leaving the scene in a second vehicle. Sheriff's deputies say he was intoxicated at the time. Talavera faces district court charges including DUI. The superintendent of Ephrata Schools will get to stay in the position permanently after a vote by the district school board. Ken Murray, who's been serving in an interim role since July, was promoted to superintendent last week. The board voted 3-1 to a 3-year contract, which is contingent on successful negotiations. According to a district press release, Murray is a graduate of Ephrata High School and has 17 years of administrative experience. Prior to his interim superintendent role, Murray served as the district's assistant superintendent for 1 year, and before that was the principal of Ephrata Middle School from 2013 to 2023. It's only his second sponsored bill in Washington House of Representatives, but it's an ambitious one. Freshman State Representative Hunter Abell is pushing House Bill 1435 to create a $100 million law enforcement hiring program, offering grants to pay for up to 75% of the entry-level salaries and fringe benefits for full-time local or tribal officers. The payouts would last for a maximum of 36 months. A companion bill would allow cities and counties to level a 0.01% sales tax to hire more police and increase the number of basic law enforcement training classes offered through the Washington State Criminal Justice Training Center. Abell, a 7th District Republican, says the bills offer more policing options for communities of all sizes across Washington. When we come back, State Senator Shelley Short argues that a multi-billion-dollar shortfall is an artificially caused crisis that doesn't justify a tax hike, and a new security canine is a first for Confluence Health. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect, one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
Who's trying to stretch their budget this January? That's pretty much all of us. That's why Abby's is offering this giant pizza that can feed up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 hungry people for less than $27. Now, that's an Abby's budget stretching deal. Worried about a no-fun January? Not at Abby's. Dine on our Bacon Cheddar special. It's delicious and loaded with toppings and real cheese. Plus, it's on sale, and the kids can play some video games. Enjoy fun January at your local Abby's.
You're invited to celebrate Winterfest at Lake Chelan. Enjoy sparkling lights, local wine tasting, and fun for all ages. It's a great time to start a new holiday tradition at Washington's Winter Wonderland. More information at lakechelan.com.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works Shared Membership Model. One membership, friends and family, and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
State Senator Shelley Short argues that a multi-billion-dollar shortfall is an artificially caused crisis that doesn't justify a tax hike. The state legislature is in session now, facing a budget gap over the next 2 years of between $10 billion and $12 billion. The 7th District Republican says her side of the aisle will strongly oppose any proposals from Democrats for tax increases to fund spending plans. She says Republicans are encouraged by Democratic Governor Bob Ferguson's directive for state agencies to prepare for $4 billion worth of budget cuts.
This is a crisis that was created by overspending by the majority Democrats, trying to make the budget be all things to all people. We need to start reviewing the budget. We need to look at what the true priorities are. We have a lot of folks here that want to roll up their sleeves and get the job done. Taxes should not be on the table.
Grant County PUD's Neighbor to Neighbor Giving Program will be renamed to Share the Light to reflect its year-round effect. Previously known as Share the Warmth, the program allows Grant PUD customers to help others who are struggling to pay their power bills. According to a press release, customers can donate to Share the Light as often or as how much they would like, and the donation will go to an account managed by a Grant County PUD. 100% of the contribution goes to income qualifying customers in need, and the PUD covers all administrative costs. In addition to the name change, Grant PUD is developing an optional tiered recognition program for businesses or individuals who donate $1,000 or more to Share the Light over the course of a year. A new security canine is a first for Confluence Health. The healthcare organization recently launched a security dog program to assist in making rounds with handlers and deterring violent behavior. The canine on board is a 3-year-old German Shepherd named Atlas, who was originally from Slovakia. Atlas recently returned to Wenatchee with handler Justin Bennett from training, and the duo are one of 2 canine and handlers planned. The Confluence Health Foundation contributed funding to help secure the dogs, their training, and necessary vehicles, and to thank them, the security team offered the foundation the chance to choose Atlas's name. Coming up next in tonight's feature story, we will bring you part 2 of our conversation with the new director of the Chelan County Council for Defense. Expect sunny, dry, and seasonally cool weather through the weekend and into next week. I'll have your full local weather forecast coming up. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
You're invited to celebrate Winterfest at Lake Chelan. Enjoy sparkling lights, local wine tasting, and fun for all ages. It's a great time to start a new holiday tradition at Washington's Winter Wonderland. More information at lakechelan.com.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories. And we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Between juggling groceries, preparing meals, and lending a helping hand, you're a hero without a cape. But who's there to support you? Aging and Adult Care honors caregivers like you, the relatives, friends, and neighbors, helping loved ones remain safely at home. Aging and Adult Care offers chore services, respite, personal care, and more. Serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, Adams, and Okanagan counties, call Aging and Adult Care at 1-800-572-4459 for caregiver support.
Central Washington Water is your solution for problem water. Whether you're on a well or municipal water, they can design a clean water system custom to you. Soft water eliminates water spots and scaling on fixtures. It protects appliances from hard water damage, saving you money. Soft water reduces soap usage that causes skin irritation and is a healthier choice to drink. Call for a free in-home consultation or stop by the store to have your water tested. Central Washington Water, your best water solution for home, pool, and spa.
Her Royal Highness, Queen Ella Stimo!
Join NCWLIFE channel for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on Saturday, February 8th. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Harvest Valley Pest Control, Merry Maids, Together for Youth, and the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Join us for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
Local government are constitutionally required to provide defense attorneys for criminal suspects who can't afford one. In Chelan County, the Council for Defense is the nonprofit agency that handles that duty. In tonight's feature story, Executive Director Jeremy Ford and his staff of 9 attorneys each defend up to 150 felony cases and 400 misdemeanor cases every year. But state standards are changing, and Ford says those upper limits could soon go down, meaning he'll need more lawyers to keep up the pace.
Well, the standards came from this RAND study. Basically, it looked at public defense delivery systems throughout the country, so how every state essentially does public defense differently. In Washington, we have almost every county that does public defense differently. So they looked at all these things and were trying to figure out what they thought was realistic as far as how many cases you should handle. So the standards as adopted by the WSBA are the standards proposed by the RAND study. The standards changed July 25th of this year. And they are supposed to decrease from right now 150 felonies down to 110. And then misdemeanor is supposed to go down to, I think, 250 from 300 to 400, to, I think, 285 per attorney. And then the following year, they decrease a little bit more, felonies down to 90s, I think misdemeanors down to 240. And then the final number, which would be in 3 years, would be 47 felonies and 120 misdemeanors, which is a big difference. And so right now, those are up in limbo. The standards also create the need for, as written and as proposed, the standards also create the need for additional experts in our office. So we would have to hire you'd have to have 1 investigator for every 3 attorneys. Right now we have 2 investigators for essentially 8 attorneys. So we need to hire additional investigators. Then you also have to hire social workers. So those are the standards as proposed. Of course, the Supreme Court right now is, for lack of a better term, punted on this issue. Right now, in Washington State, these numbers are in response to a lack of public defenders. There's a severe shortage of people wanting to become public defenders. Some people have the view that it's based solely because of the caseloads, which is an issue. I think other issues are, of course, lack of, it's not really a prestigious job. And then, of course, people don't want to go to law school and come out $150,000 in debt and make $75,000 a year. That's an issue that's not been addressed. I think the salary issue is a main component. But there is a lack of people wanting to practice public defense, and particularly in rural areas. There's a real hard time attracting public defenders to rural areas. We have never had an issue with getting funding from the county. We've been in talks about the new standards and what that's going to entail. I actually asked for an extra, I think about $120,000 this year to add an attorney if we needed one based on the new proposed standards, which are still up in the air at the moment, unfortunately. But if those new standards go into effect, we would have to hire an additional person, and the county is giving us resources for that. So I think the county has always given us good resources. We never had any pushback as far as money or anything like that.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a fantastic Wednesday. Temperature-wise, about like we've been seeing. The good news out of all this, we are seeing plenty of sunshine, but not all of us. As we take a look outside our weather window, some mid-level clouds up around Lake Wenatchee for this afternoon, but what a beautiful shot with the reflections of the Cascades off the lake, and just a typical winter day all across North Central Washington, and that trend will continue. As you can see, as we get into Thursday, Chelan's going to be cool, 31, Moses Lake 32. We will be at about the freezing mark before we warm up into the mid and upper 30s on Friday, and then it is just steady as she goes, low to mid 30s as we make our way through the weekend and into early next week. More on that coming up. Today's high temperature unofficially 34 degrees, 1 degree below where we should be now for this time of year. It's 35. Our record high, 50 degrees, and that was set in 2011. We were at 16 this morning, 9 degrees cooler than we should be. 25 is our normal low, and our record cold, 6 below zero, set in 1969. We have been sitting on 55/100ths of an inch of precipitation so far this year for quite a while now, and because of that, we are now a little bit below normal at 16/100ths of an inch. Sunrise 7:37 this morning, and the sun set this afternoon at 4:48. All right, temperatures as we get into Thursday, going to be a lot like today. In fact, almost exactly. Freezing mark for Moses Lake and Ephrata, Quincy, and right here in Wenatchee, we will be the warm spot, if you can call it that, at 33 tomorrow, 32 Eniat, 31 in Chelan, and 30 for Omak. Only the upper 20s in Lake Wenatchee tomorrow, with 31 in Leavenworth and 32 the high temperature tomorrow in Kashmir. As we take a look at tonight, we expect mostly cloudy skies. We do have 3 areas of high pressure, and I'll tell you what, they're cold high pressure systems, so that's what's keeping our temperatures in the 30s, and we will see that once again tonight, that cold air dipping all the way down into central Texas. For Thursday, partly cloudy skies, just some of those high clouds out there tomorrow. We will stay seasonally cool with high temperatures in the low to mid 30s, some upper 30s for southern Washington on Thursday. By Friday, this will be our warmest day. Giant area of high pressure keeping our skies clear. We will see warmer temperatures with highs Friday afternoon, as we mentioned, in the upper 30s. So that will be a nice way to end our work week. And then getting into the weekend, boy, we're not going to see a cloud in the sky on Saturday. It's going to stay cool with high temperatures again in those mid 30s, maybe upper 30s to near 40 down in the Tri-Cities for Saturday. On Sunday, sunny skies and seasonal. We will see clear skies from Washington to Oregon all the way down into Northern California. Temperatures about where they should be for this time of year in those mid 30s. For your Monday, steady as she goes. Sunny skies once again. High pressure parked over the Spokane area, and then an even larger area of high pressure off the coast. Highs for Monday once again in the mid 30s. And as we get into the end of our forecast on Tuesday, there's that area of high pressure. It might allow some high clouds to move in. That's that gray area on Tuesday, but really not bad with high temperatures again, very consistent in the mid 30s. Your 7-day forecast now, 23 overnight tonight, 33 with partly cloudy skies for your Thursday. Here's our warmest day on Friday, mostly sunny and 37, and then nothing but sunshine. Saturday right through Monday, we'll see highs in the mid 30s with just a few high clouds on Tuesday. High temperatures then once again at 35 degrees. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Her Royal Highness Queen Ella Stimo!
Join NCWLIFE channel for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on Saturday, February 8th. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Harvest Valley Pest Control, Merry Maids, Together for Youth, and the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Join us for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel. Happy Wednesday, and Tuesday was certainly a happy one for Mariner fans. They had a lot to cheer about as their most prolific hitter and right fielder in team history was elected to the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame President Josh Rawitsch made the announcement of Ichiro being one of 3 inductees at a press conference yesterday.
Our first electee was a 10-time Major League All-Star, a 10-time Gold Glove Award winner, and a 2-time American League batting champion, becoming the 30th member of the 3,000 hit club over 19 seasons with the Seattle Mariners, New York Yankees, and Florida Marlins. Today, Ichiro Suzuki becomes a member of the National Baseball Hall of Fame. He came to Seattle in 2001 after winning 7 Pacific League batting titles with the Oryx Blue Wave of Nippon Professional Baseball and immediately made a major impact. He took home AL Rookie of the Year and AL Most Valuable Player honors that year, as the Mariners tied a Major League record with 116 regular season wins. In 2004, he notched 262 hits, the most ever in a single season in AL or NL history, and he logged 200 or more hits in his first 10 seasons in America while scoring 100 or more runs in 8 straight seasons. A career .311 hitter, he's one of just 7 players in Major League history with 3,000 hits and 500 stolen bases. As a member of Samurai Japan, he twice guided his home country to a World Baseball Classic title, and he becomes the first ever Japanese player to be elected to the National Baseball Hall of Fame.
Shortly thereafter, the Mariners announced that they would be retiring Ichiro's number at T-Mobile Park this summer. Here's Mariner President of Business Operations, Kevin Martinez.
On behalf of everyone in our organization, Chairman and Managing Partner John Stanton, our partnership group, and our fans, it's truly my honor and privilege to announce that the Mariners are retiring your number 51 jersey. After your induction in Cooperstown this summer, we'll hold a ceremony here at T-Mobile Park on August 9th and officially retire your number 51 next to Hall of Famers Ken Griffey Jr., Edgar Martinez, and Jackie Robinson for permanent display in center field at our great ballpark.
まずこの日を迎えるということが2001年、僕が
it started in 2001 and now it's 2025, but at that time in 2001 there's probably not one person on this earth that thought that this day would come. Obviously many things have happened, not just good, but there were some bad too. But through all the things that have happened, to be able to be here means quite a bit of a lot. Just a very honor and a special day for me to here today. When I was 18, when I became a professional baseball player, I didn't have a goal or a dream, or I didn't think that I was going to come to the United States and play in the major leagues. Only after playing in Japan and getting to a certain point did that possibility or that hope really came alive. And the same thing in 2001 when I first got here. I didn't know how long I was going to play here in the big leagues, but as I played and as gradually had many experiences, then you start to see where you can be.
Ichiro came just one vote shy of being the second player in history to be elected in a unanimous vote. He is joined by CC Sabathia and Billy Wagner on the 2025 class. Well, Seattle Kraken are back on home ice tomorrow night in NHL play. Seattle will play host to the Washington Capitals at Climate Pledge Arena. The puck will drop at 7 o'clock. That's on both King 5 and Kong TV. Well, TCU is up to number 9 this week in the women's college basketball poll. The Horned Frogs are playing on the road at Oklahoma State. You can watch the action with former Cashmere point guard Haley Van Lith on ESPN+. Washington home tonight against Caitlin Clark's alma mater, Iowa. That's at 6 o'clock on the Peacock Network. It was a busy night in prep basketball last night. We'll start things off with the boys scoreboard. Quincy beat Othello 62-51. Ephrata down Okanagan 68-55. Cashmere clocked Cle Elum 79-59. Chelan bettered Brewster 59-39. Libertyville beat back Cascade 76-30. Tenasket topped Bridgeport 67-54. Lake Roosevelt rolled Manson 68-54. Garden City Academy won, downing Easton 47-28. LaSalle beat Moses Lake Christian 60-53. Soap Lake popped Pateras 83-40, and Cascade Christian throttled Thorpe 44-25. On the girls' scoreboard last night, Othello edged Quincy 44-38. Okanagan beat Ephrata 60-27. Cle Elum got by Cashmere 62-53. Brewster beat Chelan 45-38. Cascade topped Liberty Bell 55-38. Tenasket down Bridgeport 58-33. Lake Roosevelt was 20 better than Manson 42-22. Pateras hammered Soap Lake 65-31. Moses Lake Christian beat Cascade Christian 52-23. Well, Big 9 wrestling will shine brightly under the ring light at Wenatchee High School tomorrow night here on the NCWLIFE channel. The Wenatchee Panthers host the Sunnyside Grizzlies with the girls at 6 o'clock and the boys to follow at 7. I'll be joined by the old coach and referee Dave Granstrom with the call, and we'll be Matt side for your play-by-play. Sunnyside, by the way, 3-0 in conference dual matches so far this season and ranked 4th in the state by the Washington Wrestling Report this week. Panthers come into tomorrow night's match at 1-2. The Sunnyside girls are also undefeated, headed into tomorrow night's contest at 3-0 and ranked 5th in the state. Wenatchee is 0-3 and looking for a little positive momentum as the season winds down. Tomorrow night's match will be streamed only on our Facebook page due to Wenatchee Wild Hockey being on Thursday night on the NCWLIFE channel. The match in its entirety will air Friday night starting at 7 o'clock. Finally, tonight, some great news out of Wenatchee's youth basketball program. Congratulations to the Wenatchee AAU 4th grade girls team. There they are. They took the championship last weekend at the Martin Luther King Jr. Tournament in Seattle. Thanks to Leanne Branham for the heads up on that one. And congratulations to the girls on the title. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Wednesday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at ncwlife.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.
Her Royal Highness, Queen Ella Stimo!
Join NCWLIFE channel for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on Saturday, February 8th. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Harvest Valley Pest Control, Merry Maids, Together for Youth, and the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Join us for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.